Hello, cats and kittens. Mama Cat Gamer here with another adventure with Gavtia in Eorzea. Let me get back to my screen here. And I'm going to say that hello again. So, Mama Cat Gamer here with another adventure in Eorzea with Gavtia. This is, we're in the Shadowbringers expansion. I'm really excited about that. It's one of my favorites. And last we have, we need to do City of Final Pleasures. That's a level 70. We're in the Elfino arc right now. We finished the Eorzea arc not too long ago. I have a number of turn-ins. Bear with me. Like I just saw the dentist a little while ago. They do a great job cleaning. But my mouth is really dry. So I apologize in advance. Go get your dental work done if you haven't done it in a while. Okay? It's a Mama Cat Gamer tip. Keep your teeth. It's your tip for today. Okay, I want to make sure I could hear myself on the stream. All right. Oh, I want to see the chat on here too. Oh, we're going to cut this part out. Let's see what we need to do first. I'm actually going to do some of these on Samurai. I got my Samurai. Oh, that's what else I wanted to do. Before we leave Limsa, since we're here already, I got my Samurai up to level 79. I'm hoping I've got level 80 gear somewhere around here. If not, I'm going to have to go buy some or make some. All right. Not going to worry about that right now. I don't think we're going to get a half bar full of XP before now and then. Summoner. I want Summoner. He became level 60 last night when I was taking him through some roulettes. And they got this default, the Augmented Shire Philosopher's Coat. Comes in this default kind of green with the red lining, and I dyed it midnight blue, and it turns out like that with black in it. It's really pretty. I think they did a nice job on that one. Let's summon my carbuncle. We probably will have 2 quests for this one because it'll be level 58-ish, I think, and maybe level 60. All right, gotta go to Ul'dah. At least I think I do. We'll find out. Let's eat some food. I got too much junk in my inventory. I have a Thavnarian onion in my inventory. I don't know if... I didn't know this for a long time. Once your chocobo gets to level 10, then you can check in your companion tab button somewhere up here. He'll be rank 10, but he can go up to rank 20. You just have to get him to You have to do a Thavnarian onion to allow him to level to the next level. So, and right now I'm waiting for him to get maxed out the XP bar, then go into the next, you know, hit it then. Because I don't want to waste it. My dude is out here that I need to talk to. Dancing Wolf. Ooh, Dreadworm Trance and Ether Charge Mastery. Dancing Wolf seems impatient to confront your elusive enemy. Ah, Gav, if you've come for word on the Ascian, I fear I have little progress to report. We did, however, hold a service for Kahen. I assembled the soldiers from his old unit, and together we conveyed his remains to the priest of Thal. As for Thanalin's trade routes, there is still the odd raid by the bandits or beastmen, but not that involves men in black robes. I must confess I am at a loss as to how we might track our foe. Oh, have you spoken with Ymitra? I believe she had new findings to share with you. Okay, now we gotta go to New Gridania. I'm not sure why they didn't just call us in the link pearl and send us there. I like how now, when your sprint wears off, you get a jog buff, which is at least a little faster. So I don't have to feel like I have to, you know, hit my bard peloton all the time. Alright, Ymitra wants to talk to us. Gav, there you are. We have much to discuss. I've been engrossed in my studies, you see, seeking every advantage for our inevitable clash with the Ascian. And as I struggled to unravel the ancient knowledge of the tombstones, I unlocked a good many mysteries, including the reason why you were unable to call forth Ramu Egi. When you summon an avatar, you draw upon your body's reservoir of ether to grant life and form to what is known as an arcane entity, that which we already knew. I had, however, overlooked the simple fact that our etheric reserves are finite. Thus, the magnitude of Egi that you are able to summon is limited by the extent of your own life force. Simply put, if the Egi is too powerful, then the summoning fails. But do not despair. The summoners of Alag devised a method by which one might circumvent this intrinsic limitation. Rather than attempt to summon a separate physical manifestation of certain Egi, the most accomplished mages discovered that far less ether was required to infuse themselves with the essence of a primal's power. The technique by which a summoner would achieve this heightened state was known as a trance. What say you, Gav? Shall we see if you can master this method? It may even allow you to contend with a paragon. But not if the essence is of an ordinary primal. Nay, we must set our sights on the most potent entity, the most fierce. I speak of the elder primal Bahamut. On the day of the calamity, the dragon vanished in an explosion so massive that his ether was carried to the far corners of Eorzea. You, among many others, have already been touched by his essence. All that remains is to perform the meditative ritual in a place steeped in Bahamut's energies, and you should be able to enter the trance of the Dreadworm. As for setting foot within the only suitable location, I believe Captain Wolf can assist us. Shall we pay him a visit? Sure. If we are to unlock the power of the ancient summoner's trance, then we shall require Captain Wolf's assistance. Let us make haste for Ul'dah. Let us. Back to Ul'dah. Hello. All right, let's talk to the Dancing Wolf again. Every time I see that name, I think of the movie Dances with Wolves. Ymitra here is certainly not one to do things by half. She petitioned me to help gain entry to the ether-soaked wasteland of the Cartano Flats. The Flats are disputed territory, jointly administered by the 3 member nations of the Eorzean Alliance, and attempting to earn full admittance to the area is a bureaucratic nightmare. As matters stand, I was only able to secure permission to visit the Immortal Flames airship landing. If we wish to enter the Flats proper, we will have to do so under the cover of night. Prepare yourself for a tense journey, then make your way to the landing here in Ul'dah. I have one of our elite flowers standing by. Ooh. We're going to be sneaky. We're going to break into the Cartano Flats. There you go. Hello, sweet bunny. Hope you're doing good today. I think we have to go to the... Yeah, we have to go to the airship landing. Alright, Elite Flyer. What does Ymitra say? Mastery of this trance will greatly increase your chances of standing against the Paragon. Pray inform the Elite Flyer that we are ready to depart for Cartano. Dancing Wolf says, if they catch us creeping into the Flats, the General will have my head on a platter, but I must have vengeance for my soldiers. Okay. You know, you would think that after saving, you know, Eorzea, that the General might look aside a little bit for the Warrior of Light, but no. That shows you how much bureaucracy there is in a fantasy world, too. I'll fly you to the front door of the Flats, but that's as far as you're authorized to go. Stay on the landing or face the consequences. Alright, level sync is in effect. So this is what became of the Cartano Flats. Never before have I sensed such tainted ether. Let us not linger long, Gav. Turn your mind now to Bahamut's terrible majesty. Allow his power to seep into your very being. Nothing? We may need to deepen your meditations. Haughty voices, do you truly attempt to harness the might of Bahamut? The essence of the Elder Primal shall tear your mortal frame asunder. Chaos rises in the presence of power, but you, bringer of light, can be allowed to shine no brighter. Come and be doused in the endless waters of the 12th chalice. Does it have wine in it? It has a margarita in it. I'm all good. Owl's teeth. You must not abandon the ritual. Use Bahamut's residual energies. We play with fire, then perish in infernal flames. I don't know if we need to focus him or... Dark fire. Lingering ether? What do I gotta do here? Find the densest concentrations. We're tuning. Alright. I guess we have to attune. More lingering ether. Okay, yeah, right click on it to tune with it. So you have to kill the eggies there to get that to show, I guess. Or persistent bringer of light. Check my health bar every now and then. Yamitra's got us covered for healing. Alright. Stay out of that AoE. You still do not understand something about the 12 Chalice. Yeah. Oh, I went out of that. I have no idea what the ideal rotation is. I would have to look that up on the Balance website. Or Icy Veins. Those are my go-to sites. Oh, there. Okay, there's the other lingering ether. I'm like blind here. Oh, nice. Okay, we disconnected. Yay. Something happened there. Oh, there's some more lingering ether. I predict we're going to have to do this at least one more time. Alright, duty complete. I did not anticipate this. You should not have been able to complete the meditations under such duress. Well, we are special cats here. But I shall not underestimate you again. Our next meeting shall be our last bringer of light. Oh, we're gonna need the Eorzea too. We did it! We faced a paragon and lived! And it's all thanks to you, Gav. You and the towering might of Bahamut that you now command. Dancing Wolf says, "Aye, despite the Ascians' interference, we achieved what we came here for, but I'm afraid this is not the place to celebrate. Let us return to the landing before the dawn's light finds us in forbidden territory." All right, let me check. Stream looks good. Okay. OBS sent me a notification that it disconnected, so I wanted to make sure all was well. What does Ymitra have to say? "'Twas a daring journey, but I believe the rewards merited the risk. We should return now to the Hall of Flames and see what Captain Wolf has not been that Captain Wolf has not been stripped of his station." Well, that's only fair. There we go. Let's go talk to... Let's see what she has to say again, if anything. "The Paragon did not come across us by chance. We are being watched." Dancing Wolf says, "We have reason to rejoice, my friends. It would seem our clandestine adventure went unnoticed by my superiors. And more importantly, we seized the upper hand in a battle against an Ascian." Ymitra says, "The trance did appear most effective against our immortal foe. For such a hurried night's work, we managed to reap quite a harvest indeed." Dancing Wolf replies, "Aye, but it is a pity the bastard flew when he did. I would have liked to have settled the score then and there." Ymitra says, "'Twas for the best, Captain Wolf. If we would truly defeat the Ascian, then we must be prepared to destroy him utterly, body and soul." Okay, so we get Dreadworm Trance. Changes Ruin 3 to Astral Impulse and Outburst to Astral Flare. Well, that's kind of cool. And an Ether Charge Mastery. Nice. That's pretty cool. Alright, Dancing Wolf is awaiting Ymitra's arrival. It's our level 60 quest. Gav, I was about to send for you. Ymitra should be here any moment. Ah, wonderful, we're all here. I've been pondering some metaphysical theories and would discuss my conclusions with both of you. Ever since our battle on the flats, the memory of our adversary fleeing the field has been preying upon my mind. According to the Scions and their research, the Paragons are effectively immortal. They are said to be ethereal entities with no physical form of their own, instead possessing mortal host after mortal host in an endless procession down the ages. But once Gav had acquired the Dreadworm Trance, the haste with which the Ascian withdrew did not seem to me the action of a being who harbors no fear of death. Thus do I pose the question, could it be that the 12th Chalice and his black-masked brethren are not as practiced in the art of possession as their red-veiled masters? At the time of the battle, our bodies were the only available hosts nearby. Assuming that he also lacks his superior's facility to flee to the space betwixt worlds, I suspect that our foe's sudden cowardice stemmed from an inability to force his soul into our living vessels. That would explain much, including the reason why he chose the deceased Kahedin to serve as his puppet. Ymitra says, I believe the theory is sound. Shall we put it to the test? If we were able to lure the 12th chalice to a location devoid of potential hosts, then we might succeed in destroying him for good. Then what are we waiting for? We must begin devising a plan to draw the villain from hiding. Not so fast, Captain Wolf. We must first obtain the means by which we can ensure the Ascian's demise. A mighty coup de grace, delivered before he has the chance to retreat. Gav, there's a passage within the last tombstone that describes how the power of a trance can be unleashed in a single devastating blast. The technique itself, however, was not explained. According to my research, it can only be learned from a forbidden book found on the shelves of the Great Google Library. To reach the library will require a long and perilous journey over Abalathia's spine and into the wilds of the Drovanian hinterlands. But I believe we three are up to the task. We've been there already. Shall we be on our way then? The key to defeating the 12th chalice will soon be within our grasp. Alright. Speak with Ymitra at the Great Google Library. Alright, there is no fast way to get there. We're just going to go to Eorzea. Trying to decide which exit to use. Right, if you are doing the Tombstone event, you have 5 more days, I think. Yeah, because I think patch 7.3 is coming out August 5th. And today is the July 30th. Ooh, that's really cool. I did not... You know, I did this originally on lower graphics, right? Look at this pattern in the dome here. That is really cool. You know, I've never seen that before. Man. The details they put into some of this are just so... wow, you know? Very pretty. Are you kidding me? Come here. Glad I am to come to the end of that road, but it will be well worth the trip once we have secured your summoner's tome. Tristan and Kahedin will be avenged. It was like flying and the thing came after me anyway. Apparently I got too close. We are going to proceed. Now that we are all arrived, we can enter the library and begin our search for the Forbidden Tome. Haughty voices, you have strayed far from the safety of your cities, foolish mortals. Whatever could you be planning? Your demise. Oh. Dancing Wolf says, again, always he arrives at the worst possible moment. Demetra says, 'tis no coincidence, I fear, and this time he leaves naught to chance. Oh, he brought his friends. Okay. Ascian of the 12th Staff says, 'twas amusing at first to watch you stumble like clumsy children, but too insistent is your dabbling. Those who will not dance upon our palm shall be crushed within our fist. Ascian of the 12th Sword, no more shall we endure your blinding effulgence. Basically blinding light. There can be no rival to the encroaching darkness. The Ascian of the 12th Pentacle says, you have earned the ire of La Hebrea's most loyal servants. The Ascian of the 12th Chalice says, did you imagine the battle ended with our master's defeat? Stand now, bringer of light. Suffer the pain of our retribution. Dancing Wolf says, would it not be wiser to retreat and seek the tome another day? Demetra says, they mean to afford us no such opportunity, my dear captain. Either we stand and fight, or we die. Alright, defeat the Ascians. Now let's get rid of these guys. I'm going to take that away. Alright. Slowly whittling them down. I'm keeping him so that the line AoEs come towards me and away from the other two. Because I don't want them to get hit too. So when you're doing that fight, you want to turn around, be behind him initially. Get him to turn towards you and away from the other two. Gasp! How? We were raised unto greatness by La Hebrea himself. You defeated my master, bringer of light. Mayhap it is meet that your strength was beyond us, but the day will come. You'll not escape us this time, Ascian. Now, Gav, unleash your power. Ooh. That looks cool. Nice. Very nice. It is done. The Paragon is no more. Dancing Wolf says, a most impressive spell, Gav, but when did you learn how to cast it? Did we not first require the library's tome? My apologies, Captain, but in order to deceive one's enemies, 'tis best to begin with one's friends. There was never any such book. All that Gav truly required was the catalyst of battle to focus his energies. I knew that once the Ascian observed us traveling towards this library, he would assume we sought some long-buried wisdom. He could not risk leaving Gav free to gain even greater power. And so this entire journey was a feint, a trap to lure him into the wilds. Well, you have certainly had me fooled. Remind me never to cross wits with you, Ymitra. Cat-eating grin there. Gav's going, what? Wait, what? Ymitra says, my plan, had you been unable to cast the death flare? My dear Gav, I never entertained a single doubt. Okay. Together we have achieved something of which few people can boast. The defeat of an Ascian. Never could I have accomplished this deed alone. Thanks to your actions, Tristan's case can also be put to rest. Long have I been haunted by the horrors of that Ifrit mission, but at last I feel a measure of peace. I will return to Ul'dah and have a gravestone for Tristan laid beside his brothers. We may not have his bones, but it will be a place where the survivors from his unit may pay respects to the man he once was. I bid you farewell, my friends. May we meet again under happier circumstances. Hold on a moment. Had an itchy nose. I, too, would extend to you my gratitude, Gav, says Ymitra. In addition to untold slaughter, you have prevented summoning's tragic history from repeating itself in a new age. We must take greater precautions against this ancient art falling into the wrong hands. I will work alongside my colleagues in the Suns and be sure that the spread of summoning is closely monitored. If only we could uncover a lasting solution to the primal predicament. There must be a way to break this self-perpetuating cycle of meeting force with force. As for myself, I shall continue my research into primals and summoning, and offer the Scions whatever support I am able. I am certain our paths shall cross again, Gav. Alright. Ooh, Caller's Attire Coffer. You're granted the lost wisdom of Alak. This concludes the Summoner's quest for Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. Completed the MSQ at the Far Edge of Fate. Once you've done so, the next Summoner quest will be available from Ymitra. Do we have one? Wow, yeah. A book with bite. And hello everyone who joined. I can click on the aetheryte instead of random people around it. Ah, that gave us a good chunk of XP there. All right, Yumitra, what do you got for us? Sorry, guys. What do we got for this collar's attire? Okay, does anybody like this unicorn look? I've met one person who actually liked the look, and that was because it looked like, reminded them something from another game. Okay, if you're into the, like, kind of angel look here. I know it's supposed to be Bahamut wings, but they're coming out of his bare back. That just looks kind of strange. I feel like this would, like, look better on a girl. With the, you know, poofy sleeve there and all that. Not my cup of tea. That's definitely a girl's pants. Oh my god. Okay. Some of the outfits in this game, I look at it, I go, what the heck? Ooh, 100,000 XP for that one. Yumitra has the most fascinating news for you. Gav, I've had the most fascinating news. 'Twould seem that the ruins of ancient Alag have yielded to us a tome containing unknown secrets of the summoner's art. The tome in question is currently being kept under Rambros's watchful gaze at our dig site in Mordona. I'll be heading there shortly myself, but I would not begrudge you an earlier peek. Yeah, let's go over to Mordona. Gotta go to St. Quinix find. I'm so not used to being able to run and summon my mount. You can do that in Star Wars: The Old Republic. In fact, I had to break the habit of, you know, running and summoning. Ah, I thought you might be along. Here, Gav, a prize such as this should be in your keeping. We uncovered it not terribly far from where we excavated the evoker's attire. I've judged the tome to be some manner of manual for summoning magic, but alas, I was unable to decipher the writings. 'Tis fortunate, then, that such a task falls directly within Yumitra's field of expertise. Speaking of which, would you mind taking the book to her yourself? She sent word that she had been held up by some dreary business in Revenant's Toll. Pray do be careful. I don't know if you can see this. You can actually see the stitching in the seams. That's like pretty cool. I actually know how to sew. Can sew, you know, decently well. Would not call myself a tailor by any means. But I can put together garments pretty well. Yumitra says, my apologies, a trifling but unavoidable matter prevented me from making directly for the dig site. Now, shall we take a closer look at this Allagan tome? An ancient tome of Allegan origin, recently unearthed near St. Koinek's find. Oh my, 'tis rather more shabby than what I've come to expect from the great works of Alec, but let's not be discouraged. The content is what truly matters. Somebody unknown to us says, a fine observation. Principia at your service. I am a humbly familiar with the doctrine of summoning. Have we awoken a sentient tome from some ancient library? Gav, we must keep it contained. Principia says, have I somehow given offense? Strange, for I am not equipped with offensive capabilities. Imparting the art of summoning is my function, and instructional manual is my form. A manual, you say? Correct! When opened in the presence of summoners, I am bound to awaken and share with them the secrets of summoning. The young master there is in possession of an active soul crystal, yes? Yeah. It was a soul crystal that awoke you? Correct. Only one who carries a soul crystal and is bathed in the ether of an icon may wield the powers of a summoner. I sensed one worthy of instruction and was thus compelled to introduce myself. Demetra says, icon? That is the Allegan word for primal. Excuse my need to clarify the obvious, but you are a construct created to teach summoning magics to any potential student you encounter? Why would the ancients have deemed such a thing necessary? Principia says, summoning came into being for the purpose of eliminating beings, specifically those beings known as icons. Primals. Once these entities have all been vanquished, however, Nuyagi cannot be harnessed. Old summoners perish, and so too does their art. It was upon glimpsing this bleak future that a certain master summoner set about... Excuse me. It was upon glimpsing this bleak future that a certain master summoner set about crafting yours truly. Inscribed with arts of tremendous power, I exist to teach others how to safeguard their existence. Demetra says, fascinating. Your creation speaks to the heart of the discipline's rarity. Summoning harnesses the power of primals for the sole purpose of destroying them, and new summoners arise only in an age when primals are rife. With the absence of living mentors, a true succession of the art is never achieved. Principia, are you then to instruct Gav in the lost secrets of Alec? Principia says, I am eager to oblige, but there are certain obligations. Ere the seal upon my higher knowledge can be unlocked, the student must first overcome the 3 challenges I am ensorcelled to present. Demetra says, well, considering how it refers to primals as icons, I'm inclined to believe that we have an authentic Allegan relic on our hands. What say you, Gav? Will you undertake these challenges? Pretty sure we don't have a choice. The first challenge is a test of power. This trial is designed to evaluate the raw magnitude of your arcane talent by pitting you against a predetermined opponent of carefully measured fortitude, also known as I manifest a monster and you fight it. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome aboard, y'all. Why are you talking to a book? Because the book is part of the Summoner's Quest. It came alive in the presence of Gav's Soul Crystal. It's going to teach us stuff, but only after we kill something for it. Demetra says, oh, mayhap not terribly wise to attempt that in the middle of town. Why don't we find ourselves a less populated area out near the singing shards? Come along, Principia. Alright, let's fly on over there. Oh, really? Like, I was thinking it wasn't gonna let me fly over there. Are you prepared for this test of power? 'Twould seem Principia is but waiting on your word. Gonna eat my egg first. Shall we begin the test of power, Master? Oh, Master? You're calling me Master now. You treat your pupil as a superior, Principia? Such was the way in which I was written. Ah, and if my full name begins to tire your tongue, you are welcome to call me Prin, or Pia. Ooh, I rather like Prin. I mean, let us proceed with the challenge. I don't know where in the rotation you're supposed to use Death Flare. Let's get out of that. Principia says, a fine showing, Master. Even the greatest of Allagan's summoners would be forced to recognize the extent of your extant power. Thank you, Koji Fox, for putting these obfuscating verbosity into my game. A crushing victory, Gav. Who could argue the potential of modern summoning after that display? Principia says, you have bested the first challenge, Master. There are few summoners in Alex's long history who boasted this degree of native might. Furthermore, that you have achieved such potency through naught but the study of ancient wisdom is simply astonishing. With a little polish to your technique, guiding you to loftier heights of power should be astonishingly simple. Yumitra says, I thought Gav's techniques more than sufficiently polished, but you say there's room for improvement? I see we shall have to adjust our yalmstick for perfection if we are to rival the practitioners of the past. Indeed, if you would know more of the past practices, then you need only ask. Yumitra, actually, I do have a question for you, if you would indulge me, Gav. Sure. Anything for you, Yumitra. Prin, in what age were you created? You appear to lack the technological advancements that were predominant in constructs in the latter days of Alex civilization. Principia says, another excellent observation. I was penned by Master Sari, a preeminent summoner of his time. He was, in fact, likely the last master summoner of the Allagan's Empire's reign. Were I to date myself by your culture's notion of history, my creation would have taken place at a point just before the Empire's collapse. In other words, solidly within the richest era of etherochemical discovery. One might reasonably wonder why this wonderful science was excluded from my invention, and I assure you there is a reason. In the beginning, the Allagans rose to superiority through their mastery of magecraft. It is told that the very first wielders of summoning magic made do with grimoires fashioned of leather and ink and parchment. There came a tipping point, however, when mundane sciences began to progress with ever-growing rapidity. These advances were married with the arcane, and etherochemical technology was born. Even as the harnessing of lightning energies gave rise to new recording mediums, techniques were developed that allowed complex arcane geometries to be instantly plotted. Traditional grimoires were replaced by devastatingly efficient and elegant weapons. The convenience of these tools, however, did not lend themselves well to the instruction of initiates. Beyond such considerations, the new mediums could not be perused without dedicated machinery, and their manufacture was no simple matter. And Yumitra says, and so the summoner who breathed life into you decided that tomestones and the like were not the ideal method for passing on his accumulated wisdom. Prin says, correct. He chose for me the primitive form of a book, and inscribed within my pages a bounty of potent incantations that required no machine to be cast. Thank you, Prin. I thought only to satisfy my academic curiosity, but I found myself swept up in your description of the past. You truly are the creation of an incredible age. I don't know, you know, I don't know if she's saying he's a product of that age or he's really old, you know, really aged, or both. And thank you for your patience, Gav. Shall we return to Gridania? Alright, let's go. I forgot all about Prin. Got a Lancer's Guild. You know, I could have just clicked in the list, but oh well. Force a habit. I was very excited this week. I won a large house. Very excited. Now comes the challenging part of decorating. You would not believe the videos and websites out there on decorating houses. It's like, and how these people decorate their houses, it's just amazing. Like, they have stuff sunk into walls, and you know, you take one item and you sink it into the floor and you combine it with another item and it makes a third item. It's such really cool stuff. We have enormously creative people in this game. Dancing Wolf. Gav, you've been well, I trust. I'm trying to bend Ymitra's ear, but she seems a little distracted. Not that I can blame her. Have you seen this hopping book? I'm fairly sure I caught a flash of teeth in between those pages. Princess, welcome home, master, or should that be welcome back? I am told this is the base of your research efforts with Lady Ymitra, but I am unsure of the correct salutation. Alright, Ymitra says, well done, Gav. We are one step closer to revealing a new secret of ancient Elag. Prin will issue the next challenge after you've had the chance to review your studies and hone your abilities to a new level of perfection. I've decided to keep the familiar here at my side for the moment. Even with as many wonders as Eorzea holds, folk tend to panic at the sight of a fanged tome that jumps around of its own accord. Oh, and pay no mind to Captain Wolf. He obviously wishes to secure my services for some task or another, but we have more important matters to attend to. Next summoner quest will be available at level 63. Alright. Do you have anything else for us? Yeah, you've been well, I trust? Trying to bend Ymitra's ear. Okay. We're going to leave that there for now. We are going to go to Minago and do our turn-ins. I crafted 6 items earlier, so you don't have to, like, watch boring crafting, because it really is boring. I mean, as an instructional, that it would be good, but, you know, once you know how to do it, it's easy peasy. Much obliged for all the help, Gav. The soldiers' families have give you their thanks as well. Make a delivery. Oh. Oh. Hang on. Let's see, I've got... Let's do this on Weaver. Because I maxed out Alchemist and Culinarian there. I'm working on getting all of them up to 100, because once you get them all to 100, then you can repair your own gear at max level, which is really, really nice. Really nice thing to have. Let's make a delivery. Oh, I sped through that. Far Eastern Antiques. Is it damned if I know how you can craft an antique, but the collectors don't seem to pay it any mind. If anything, this sort seems to appeal more. Now then, on closer inspection, bugger me, you don't see something like this every day. Hell's you lucky to see something like that once in a blue moon. I don't know what you're doing, but keep it up. That ought to do it for now, Gav. Give us a moment to add this to our next outgoing shipment. It's even better than we hoped, Gav. Those Uldan collectors did their best to outbid each other for our Far Eastern collectibles. The proceeds far exceeded our expectations. We have enough to expand our operations and start looking after even more families. Excuse me, well, no one of consequence, really. It was my son who fought and died for the Resistance. I came to thank you for your kindness and generosity, especially at a time like this when everyone should be looking to bigger and more important challenges like the rebuilding of our great nation. My son liked to say that when the fighting was finished, he would become a merchant. He'd sell anything and everything so that he could earn money and look after me. I suppose, in a way, he is now, but I'd give it all up and more if I'm sorry, I don't mean any disrespect for what you've done for me and mine, but thank you, sir. Good day to you. Well, of course, I mean, we'd give anything up for our kids, right? Just being a good mama. Minago says her son died when the main tower at Specula Imperatoris fell. I was with Conrad before it happened. With him when he was urging those damn fool skulls to lay down their arms and surrender. And he managed to do it. And then... Part of me still wonders, after... Did we owe it to them to try and save them too? To dig through the rubble and try to help the ones who were trying to kill us only moments before? Conrad would have wanted it, I know. But he was in no state to give orders, and those of us that were, well... So he died, and they died. Conrad, our comrades, enemies that surrendered, and those that didn't. Death all round and round. Not that any of us had even an inkling of what was coming. Would Conrad have spent all that time negotiating if he had? Would he and full many others still be alive if he had, or if sodding, if. Sorry, no use dwelling on it. Best to look to the here and now, to what good we've done and the more we can do. This is actually pretty normal, okay? Survivor's guilt is a real thing. You know, it's like, why did I survive and everybody else around me died? It's very common in anybody who has been a survivor in combat and had lost a lot of comrades in arms around him or her, as the case may be. So it's a real thing, and it's very, very difficult. All this talk about Conrad, don't know if you knew, but he had a wife. I've not taken any guilt to her yet. Reckon she'd like to refuse until she knows the others are being looked after, so thought it best to wait. When the time comes, though, perhaps we ought to go and see her together. I think that would be nice. Minago now considers you a benefactor of the Resistance. Alright, she's delighted with your efforts. She now considers you a benefactor of the Resistance Widows and Orphans Fund. And yet there is still much work to be done before the fund can provide sufficient aid to all the families of the deceased. To that end, Minago has a new favor to ask of you. Don't worry, we've crafted them. Like before, I reckon it'd be for the best if we tried to trade in a more diverse range of collectibles. Next, I'm thinking we ought to try our hand at consolation prizes from the Gold Saucer. I trust you're familiar with the saucer and its many delights. It's no secret, but in case you were unaware, it employs more than a few Alamegans. One of them happens to be a friend of mine. I mentioned the fund one day, and just like that, we got ourselves a new partner in crime. Let me explain. There are prizes available only at the Gold Saucer, commodities sold exclusively to them by certain select suppliers. We're now one of them. Savvy? I'll wager you didn't think a soldier like me had any truck with places like the Saucer, eh? Bet you're wondering if I might run off with our profits and spend it all on MGP and silly hats? There are a lot of silly hats at the merchants in the Gold Saucer. They also have a lot of really good-looking stuff, too. So definitely check it out. The little mini-games they have there they're pretty fun. I do the triple triad with some regularity. I do the mini cactpot every day, just about, because you can't lose, right? You always come out ahead. So it's little free MGP every day for scratching off 3 tickets. And then the cactpot is done once a week on Saturdays, and you get probably about 3,000 MGP a week doing that. So again, it's a no lose. You put in like 450 MGP and you come out with 3,000, 3,300, somewhere in around there, and sometimes more if you hit a higher number, but the minimum is like 1,000. So it's well worth the time. I'll wager you didn't think a soldier like me had any truck with places like the Saucer, eh? Bet you're wondering if I might run off with our profits and spend it all on MGP and silly hats. No! Heaven forbid! With hair like this? Like hell's I will. Alright, enough talk. Let's get to work. Alright, custom delivery has been updated. Turn these in. Gold Saucer Consolation Prize, because at the Gold Saucer, everyone goes home a winner. Not everybody can walk away from the saucer with a fabulous prize. Some people even prefer these, and there are even others who won't even bother to visit, but like to pretend they did. Or maybe they've got some other reason for buying them, who knows. Now then, on closer inspection. Bugger me. You don't see something like this every day. Hells, you're lucky to see something like that when it's in a blue moon. I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. We'll turn our 3 in. Oh, nice. I leveled up my Weaver. I don't know how you can keep it up, Cav. Honestly, you're a veritable fountain of endless energy. But I'll not hear it said that I'm keeping you all to myself. You've got places to go, other people to help. Take care, and thanks again. Alright, you delivered the weekly maximum. I can deliver the other 3 in, after Tuesday. Oh, that's a Weaver quest. Okay. Alright, we've done those. Let's go back to Samurai. Samurai. Back to the MSQ. Oh, I forgot, I have a free port to Crystarium. Let's use it. City of Final Pleasures. Okay, we can't attune to Yulmore yet. We'll port over to right. I'm gonna go on a level 100, dude. I don't have to worry about aggroing anything. I certainly do not need to fight him. If you do your daily roulettes, you will have so much XP, you won't even know what to do with all of it. Okay, what did Alfie know what? Now we wait. This should be as good a place as any. Oh, Jakey wanted in? Okay.
Yes. He wants his mom. Or maybe he wants me.
I'm live streaming. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. So come along and don't be slow. It's time to let your colors show. Elfino says, I can paint. Portraits, at least. Landscapes and still lives are so rarely commissioned these days. Oh ho! I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold, such is the life of a working artist. I only have my brush to testify for me, though you will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Aha! Oh! Flecks of paint, both old and new, a tool much loved and much used. Sure, that proves you're a great painter. Yeah. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. And who is this hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. He whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. I will go with him or not at all. It's just the artiste. I will go with him or not at all. The blue juggler says, Parasite then, we shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not a whit to us. The red one says, and having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Yulmore's sweet embrace. Gatetown residence. Oh, mercy me, the meal! We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back. Goofy quest? Which quest is the goofy one?
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Yeah, the junglers are like, they are silly. So the thing is that a citizen in Eorzea needs a painter, because the one they had prior to that didn't work out for them, and so they got rid of him. And so Elfino, we've been seeking a way to get into Eorzea, because you can only get in if you're, you know, allowed in. Looks even grander from this angle, eh? And the juggler's always speak in rhymes. Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Moving right along, then. Well, maybe they aren't rhyming right now. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through to Joyous Hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation in a nice, loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those folks off to the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls in Gate Town, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time. But why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. Well, that's mean. If you want to see these people suffer, you know, go slow. I mean, that's awful. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. Okay. What does she have to say? Nancy, did you need something? What do you do here? Oh, I've lived here for ages, 10 years at least. It was my mother who brought me, though she's dead now, of course. It's funny, I ought to feel sad to think of her, but I don't. Don't feel much of anything anymore, really. I suppose there's not much point to it. I have nothing. Nothing to love, nothing to hope for, so why bother? I know I'll never get up there to Eorzea proper. I'll live here, stealing their scraps, and then I'll die here. That's all. It's fair. Nuncy, I think you need to see a counselor. It's called the Derelicts, after those hulking shipwrecks from the flood, I suppose. Though these days, there's nothing in the whole bleeding place that the name doesn't apply to. The buildings, the paths, the people, all forsaken, just sitting here and waiting to rot. Oh, we survive, I suppose, like maggots in a course, feeding on whatever carrion we scrounge from the city. But live? No. They do have a choice to leave. They actually do. They can go to one of the other cities. There's actually plenty of help needed around. Kimmit. It must be a drafty shack, but I'm doing my best to make the place look nice. Just because the world is a terrible place doesn't mean I have to be miserable about it. Somebody who is approaching life in a completely different way. Tuishir. Most of the wood and iron you see around the derelicts was scavenged from the old sunken ships. Not the finest materials, but we've managed well enough so far. Oh. Wonder if there's a way to get up there. No! Oh god, another one. Another one that I'm going to wait until I have flying for. That's my solution. Hathburn! Come inside, see my dance. It's an experience you won't soon forget. Free of charge. They just make sure you tell all of your free citizen friends. Okay. Fernrick. I came here looking for my friend of mine. Bit of a shite town, isn't it? Maybe kinda sorta, yeah. You have access to the Glory Gate. Saumash, you've been permitted entry. Well, just be sure you go directly to the Bureau of Immigration once inside. Cornen, new to the city, I can explain how it's laid out if you like. Just imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters. And above that, you've got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Eorzea spend their days. Urig. If you must know, I am here to register this man as a bonded citizen. And instruct him on proper manners, of course. I can't have him embarrassing me before my peers. These are kind of pretty flowers. This is like very ostentatious Rococo. Laris mood. We do get the occasional charlatan pretending to have permission to enter as a bonded citizen. Taking care of that sort of riffraff is my job. Haha. Dodana says, though we are not free citizens, by the grace of Lord Vothri, we are allowed to hold relatively comfortable positions here in the Bureau. We'd never do anything to jeopardize that, understand? Alright, immigration officer. Welcome to Eorzea, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I am Elfino, an artist, and this is Gav, my assistant. Ah, yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forgo the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Eorzea are divided into 2 classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favor of Lord Vothri, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity for which you were chosen, in your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free or accept work as a general laborer. I see, and might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The 2 patrons, actually, Chai News and Dulia Chai, a mistel couple whom most refer to as the Chais. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment, please, while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order. These are your registration documents. Take those papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be Eorzea citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. So you have anything else for us? Have you submitted your papers to the Bureau of Registration? Everything in its proper place. Alright. Choose Zoom. I'm becoming a citizen! At last! I'm so excited my hands are shaking. Immigration officer. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. Registration paper is a set of documents required to register as a bonded citizen of Eorzea. What have we here? Elfino, artist. Gav, artist assistant, to be employed in the service of Lord Chai News and Lady Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it's best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before... Sniff? Oh, dear. You smell hideous. The boys are going, what? Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. Proceed directly to the delousery next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away that stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornen, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. Okay. Elfino says, I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. The delousery. I gotta get rid of your lice while we're at it. What business have you here? You'd best not lay hands on any of the goods if you want to keep them attached, that is. What does Alfino have to say? We're to bathe in here, then. Yes, Alfino, you actually have to bathe. Oh, there's somebody occupying that. Delouser. This is the only game that has forced me to take a shower in game. Oh my god. I don't know why that's so hilarious, but it is. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. I scrubbed myself clean in the delousery showers. Come on, Alfino. Get in. We're to bathe in here then. Yes, go do it. Get it over with. Irina says, do resist the temptation to touch anything in here. The free citizens become quite irate with us if their items have even the slightest hint of a smudge on them when released from customs. Where are they getting that stuff from? Timani. The list in front of me shows items that the free citizens are interested in obtaining in exchange for the goods that they no longer want. Have a look if you'd like. Che Lad. Our office also stocks goods deemed unnecessary by the free citizens. At the moment, we can offer fruit, dried meat, and pearl jewelry, assuming you produce something of equal value in trade. Fathana. I am here to assist newly bonded citizens who have difficulty with reading the required paperwork, or understanding the terminology therein. My former patron taught me my letters, you see. Then I sought to repay his kindness by absorbing my lessons as thoroughly as possible. Now that he's passed on, I endeavor to keep his memory alive through service to others. Well, that's very nice. Teaching other people to read is very, very important. Alright, what are we supposed to do next? Took a shower. Apply this sweet-smelling perfume. This bottle contains scented water, the liberal application of which can conceal undesirable odors. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. I'm gonna switch back to samurai, since we're inside. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? It is not... that is to say... it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? Okay, Alphino, let me explain this carefully to you. Let me explain this carefully. You go in the shower. You close the curtain. Then nobody can see you. Hurry up and shower, Stinky. What would Estinian say? Or Eorzea would have been drying her hair by now. Oh my god. Eorzea would have been drying her hair by now. Wouldn't she just? Very well, I shall endeavor to emulate her boldness. Then courage, Alphino. Has the boy never taken a shower? No wonder he's stinky. Well, that was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons, then? Only in Final Fantasy XIV can you be required to take a shower for a quest. We'll need directions to the Chai residence. You're looking to present yourself to the Chais, are you? You're looking to present yourself to the Chais, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out, and then imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters, and then above that, you've got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Eulmore spend their days. So if you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs. Then look for the Grand Dame's parlor. They'll be in there like as not. Does he have anything else? Up the stairs to the canopy, I said, and Chai should be in the Grand Dame's parlor. Okay. Thank you, sir. How did I miss that? I want to go over there and... Unless it's somehow closed off. I want to go pick up the Ethernet. Oh, it's up there. Okay. Triala, welcome to the Eulmore Army Headquarters, and that said, there's likely not much in here to interest you. Well, you know, I'm always interested in something like that. Chadwick says you'll mainly find soldiers here in the HQ. Our army is made up of both free and bonded citizens, but all are dedicated to protecting Eulmore and its people's interests. I have no idea how to get to this one at all. Golden, if you're wondering about all the storage rooms here, one of the Army's responsibilities is to ensure that all stable goods and resources are accounted for and stored securely. Oh, there's people in jail there. Well, you know, I'm a curious cat. I gotta go check it out. haven't seen you around before. Are you a newly bonded citizen? And if you're here to fetch something, you want to speak with Shaisat in the storage room over there. Oh, she's not in jail. Okay. Look around all you like, but whatever you do, don't lock me in here when you leave. You don't think the guards would at least have a key? Jedrick, with so many people crammed in a Yulmore, most beasties know better than to come knocking, which means most days me and mine can rest easy. There are a few marks that keep mostly to the water that we try to keep an eye on, though. We just can pick up the level 1 ones, because we can't get into any of the areas where the higher ones are yet. The mainstay. Alright, let's keep going. Dawn Den. The canopy is designed to be a pleasurable space in which free citizens might spend their time. So mind yourself. I will not hesitate to remove you at the first hint of incivility. According to the message engraved in the base, special permission is required to use this aetherite. Alright, we can't attune to it. Chinese. Well, what is it? Spit it out then.
Oh, who's this then?
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me. What an adorable boy. That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers.
God. She's nailing.
I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he will paint us the most delightful pictures.
yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis he who best understands my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations.
Lay it on, Alphino. Lay it on thick.
Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city he has so longed to see?
My God.
Out of gratitude for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Cap's going,
Did you
what
ever
is...
hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content.
Cap's going, Alfino, what the heck are you saying, man? Never seen this side of you.
Isn't that right, darling?
It's like turned into a smarmy little thing.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
He embodies the saying, happy wife, happy life. Off you go. The city is yours to explore. Oh, but do be careful along those outer walkways. I should be most upset if you were to slip and fall. Chinese, if my wife has given her permission, then you need not seek my say-so. All I ask is that you behave yourself, draw no attention, and be respectful at all times. Okay. We shall do that. Alright, Alfino says... we would send you into the city to explore. Now you have the opportunity to experience Yulmore. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls, mayhap. Such places are usually filled with colorful characters, all too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. I shall remain behind and set up my painting paraphernalia. Very carefully and deliberately. It could take some time. Alfino, dragging it out, man. Gotcha, Roy. I'm a free citizen, so I'm not required to work, but I like it. It's nice to feel like I'm contributing, even just by helping people drown their sorrows. Lloyden. I highly recommend the food here, and yes, I'm the one that makes it, but it was good enough to get me in as a bonded citizen along with my whole family, so this isn't merely my ego talking. Lyndon. You don't have the look of a free citizen. Who's your patron? Bildia, I may have overindulged in wine a touch, though does it matter? Kind of a pretty dress there. The real test of Yulmore, navigating the chairs. Oh, this is stuff to make collectibles. Mender, let's mend. Splendor's vendor. Unfortunately, the Boutique of Splendors has suspended all script exchanges until further notice. The Resplendent Tools, that's for relic stuff. Karna. Welcome to paradise. If there's anything that you require, our fair city will provide. And I'm certain that you will absolutely love it here. What do you do here? How flattering that you should ask. I have the absolute pleasure of introducing guests and new free citizens to the wonders of Yulmore. I can only dream of someday joining their ranks, but I am ever so content to be here, watching, listening, waiting, and performing the duties that I enjoy so very much, of course. Spying. What kind of place is this? Why, this is the canopy, the towering boughs of Yulmore, in bloom throughout the seasons. Here, our residents revel in the many luxuries that paradise has to offer, including the breathtaking view. I do so hope that you enjoy your stay. Amiable maiden. Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Why, 'tis lovely to make your acquaintance. Ahem. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big strong lad? Long hair tied back? He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realized I'd dropped my handkerchief, and now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Okay. I think I may have lost the handkerchief in the hallway leading into the plaza. My attendant mentioned he would try looking there first. Gemstone trader here. Oh, what's behind here? Lift operator. Imark says, "Mine apologies, but I'm afraid I must turn you away at the moment. Please return at a later time." These would be the vendors for the normal raid gear once you finish the expansion. Purchase luxuries. Let's see which is got it for sale. Golden Ronkin flute. Swilsul emits a sublime tone that summons forth the resplendent vessel of the Ronka, pre-filled with divinity, majestic and blinding, for your worshipping convenience. Only 25 million. I heard my son laughing hysterically out there. What?
You're trying to sell me homeowners insurance.
Oh, thank you, baby.
I love you.
Love you too. Papa Cat Gamer just came home. Renda Sue. The view is absolutely gorgeous, won't you? Oh my god, those glasses. Holy cow. The view is simply gorgeous. Wouldn't you agree? How generous of Lord Vothry to allow the serving to partake of it. Good dear God. And then the wretched pauper split his head open. I'm not sure I find that very funny, but okay. Ardent attendant. Oh, poor guy's like hanging out here. Let's aid him. Wicked white, that was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge. And luckily it caught on something. I thought if I could just stretch out far enough. You risked your life for a scrap of cloth? You must think highly of your mistress. I'm going to do the first one. It's not just a scrap of cloth. Not if it belongs to her. I would risk my life and more to spare my mistress but a single moment of sadness. When I first came to Yulmore, I only thought of improving my lot in life, but there was so much more to the city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has been ever so kind to me, and I can think of no other place in Kalusia where I could possibly be happier. Sorry, I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet! I must return to her immediately. Okay. I will never leave my lady's side again. My attendant told me everything. I'm so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. You seem a dedicated patron. You value him highly, then. As if he were a member of my own family. I could not live the wonderful life I lead without him. We free citizens owe the bonded our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society, our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Eorzea, a most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on everyone's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse us, I must see what the markets have to offer us as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. Okay. The amiable maiden appears suddenly concerned. All of this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. A tour of the city, is it? Then you really must visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista Bee usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. All right. Minard, to clarify, all of the employees here are termed honeybees, but we don't all serve patrons. I'm just security. Okay. Sasha Ray. Marry me and you shall have everything you could wish for. Oh, what a sweet talker. Bailey says, if you ever meet the Queen Bee, our manager, you should count yourself lucky. He rarely shows himself, but he has an almost preternatural knack for knowing what's on people's minds. Druin. I'm not sure how you found your way in here. Perhaps you had best find your way out again? Oh, my goodness. Listan, he's very listless. Good booze and an even better view. What more could a man ask for, eh? Oh. Do look out. The Beehive is a place of noise and excitement, a little sting to invigorate the safe, pampered lives of Eorzea's free residents, citizens. Regardless of gender, this establishment bonded workers are often called honeybees, while the owner reigns over them as queen. Excuse me. On Frigg, strictly speaking, we're not meant to serve bonded citizens, but come back after business hours and I'll slip you something. We all need to pick me up once in a while, right? Rouleme. This is the beehive, darling. Living in luxury does become ever so dull after a time, so we specialize in providing the little sting of excitement that our customers crave. Tis the bee. Welcome to the beehive, my little drone. Seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day? I can tell at a glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering, you see, always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set you at your ease, eh? A quick game of high or low. It's simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor, within reason, of course. Interested? Ready for a game of high or low, then? What are the rules? High or low is a guessing game. You must decide whether the total of your 3 cards is higher or lower than the total of your opponent's cards. Deck holds 9 cards, with the pictures printed thereon representing the numbers 1 through 9. Each number appears only once in the deck, so there are no repeats. If you guess correctly, then you win the match. If both totals are the same, then another hand is dealt. Okay. Good for you. No time like the present, I say. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. Now, what's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? So 7 and 6, 13. I'm gonna go low. I call low. Going with low then. Right, let's see what we got. My cards add up to 14, and you have a total of 14. Draw. Oh, it seems we came out equal, but as lovely a coincidence as that may be, we still need a clear winner. Shall we play again? Yes. That's what I like to hear. Let me shuffle the deck. Are these marked cards? No, what's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? I'm gonna go higher. My cards add up to 13, and you have a total of 20. Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I'd concede defeat at this point, but what do you say to a rematch? One more win, and then we'll talk about that favor. Let's play. Three cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over, and I flip 2 of mine. Okay. So we have cards 2, 4, and 5. Okay, so we got 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 left. Okay. I'm going to go higher. My cards add up to 8, and you have more than that already. Total of 14. I win. Well, well, would you look at that? I think you've got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, as is the prize I promised. Come whisper in my ear, then. Don't be shy. Tell old Tista what she can do for you. That's all? How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Vothri was born with the power to command them, which means no Yule Morin need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, you might get a few words out of Atharn over there. There's not that Mary Sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. All right. What's that? New to you more, you say? Oh, only just arrived and already you're looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. I tell you what, you hop up on the stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. Okay, I gotta go dance. Sure, because why not? That's the way, dance like there's no tomorrow. Somebody mentioned they didn't know there was a high-low game in card game in game, but I'm not 100% sure you can do it outside of that quest. Now that's the show. You're welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. The Umoran army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us, around 20 years ago now. Then the old ruler's son came to power. He's got this way with the Eaters, you see. Turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Yulmore, no longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere, there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. A toast to Lord Vothri. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Chais and Elfino will be expecting your return. Go on, take a little turn up on stage. This is a beehive. If you're not drinking, then you should be dancing. Well, let's see if we can play the game again with Tista. Back for some more high on Laurel, are we? I knew you'd be unable to risk. Oh, okay. Said I mustn't tease like that. Sorry, I have to go report into my masters. Chai News have anything new? Yes, the assistant. Was there something? Oh, Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Alfino has yet to put brush to canvas. Chai Nu says, one cannot rush good art, I am told, or good artist, apparently. Ah, finally. New outfit. I've put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me, that last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy. However am I to decide? Okay. Say what happened to painting, or I don't recall this part of the artistic process. I'm going to go with the latter one. Chai says, exactly, the lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason he called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly. Chai says, well, I'm not... That is to say, as long as you... Just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who will be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling. So, shall we pick out some jewelry next? Chinese going, okay. I think Alfino looks simply precious in the more frilly fashions, but he seems the most comfortable in traveling wear. So I settled on his current wardrobe. It's not a common style in Yulmore, and I can just imagine the heads turning as he strides through the crowd. Chai Nu says, I really must have your mentor concentrate on his art. Our anniversary will be upon us soon, and I promise to have a portrait to commemorate our union. Alright, we are going to pick up this quest. And then I have to call it for tonight, because Mama Cat Gamer has to get dinner ready for the cats. Alfino draws you closer with a whisper. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works in our favor. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below and sniff out the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Okay. Now's your chance to squeeze in another round of reconnaissance. Go. I will cover your absence should the Chais become suspicious. Okay. Alright, let's, Lady Chai, I love that woman. Yes. She's hilarious. Alright. What is the official magazine of cats? For our cat joke today, right? What is the official magazine of cats? Good Mousekeeping. Instead of Good Housekeeping, Good Mousekeeping. And on that note, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That helps out. Apparently, just views don't help the channel anymore. It's got to be some kind of actual action to feed the algorithm. So, if you can do that, that's great. And I will see you hopefully next week. Maybe sooner. I'm thinking about live streaming on Kick, maybe on Sunday nights. I'm not sure. Depends on what we're doing. So, anyway, I am signing out for tonight. Cats and kittens, have a great one.